think I have a record of it being verse 20.
It's 22nd.
21.
21, I think is what we started.
21.
21.
21. So 21 is Thomas, please read.
Yes, Campo. If even by the evil of one instant, an eon may be spent in the deepest hell, then because of the evil I have gathered since beginningless time, what need to mention my not going to have to a happy realm?
Okay, so Thomas explain like very short and main point explain the words.
In an instant, even evil deeds and eons have spent in deepest hell. Human life so difficult to get, hard to get into higher realms. No time to waste.
So the harder to get free from the lower realms, right? If we stuck there.
Yes, yes.
So then, why we hard to get free from lower realms? If we stuck the lower realms, why we are harder to free from that state?
Well, because we're wasting our time on worldly concerns. And
because like we have so many negativity deeds, beginningless time until no, right?
yes, Campo.
So that's the reason if we do something one instantly harm for someone that bring you hair realms, then hard to get out because all karma is happening in the lower realms.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay for that? Okay, so now then 20 second, Mary, please.
But having experienced merely that, rebirth in hell, I shall still not be liberated, for while it is being experienced, other evil will be extensively produced. Which means once you're in the lower realms, you just don't have the conditions possible for virtuous deeds. If you're in an animal realm, you're always eating things, and that's not virtuous and stuff like that.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't think that's exactly what happens in the hell realms, but it's the same idea. You have no way of creating good karma or making virtuous deeds, doing virtuous deeds.
Yes. So that's other evil will be extensively produced. Also, we produce the negativity.
Yes.
So that's the reason stuck to eons in the lower realms. Yeah. Okay, so the next one, 23rd is a very important section. So EDG, please read.
So if when having found leisure such as this, I do not attune myself to what is wholesome, there could be no greater deception and there could be no greater folly.
Explain.
Well, we should take advantage. We should be taking advantage of our human existence. If we don't, we're crazy.
So very hard to attain the precious human body, yeah?
Yes.
Because so these leisures such as this, so many conditions need to come together, precious human body.
Correct.
Yeah. Long as we have this precious human body, we have to produce the actually virtuous deeds, right?
Right.
If we don't produce virtuous deeds, then just that is like become no great deception, yeah?
Well, yeah. Well, folly, yes. Folly also has another definition, which is craziness.
Yeah, craziness. So
Okay.
craziness, yeah.
Yes.
So and there could be no greater fully.
Or
Fully is
crazy.
really wrong, right? Really wrong, crazy, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So usually we pointing other people crazy, not who is crazy.
Not me.
Not you.
Absolutely me.
Oh, absolutely you. Okay, that's
Yes.
I have to understand. Like when study dharma means the pointing us own problem, not pointing for others.
Exactly.
Yeah. So usually we always pointing for others' problem. He is crazy, she is crazy. They're doing wrong things. I'm imperfect. I am great. So that's really worldly people think that way. But when you practice the Dharma, then we have to pointing to our own. We have to recognize we are crazy because we are wasting this precious human body. So we are really crazy. We don't recognize that. Who are crazy, who fighting for the possessions, who seeking all this power, and they are crazy. Correct? So temporarily they are winner, but longer they are loser actually. That's you have to know. The Dharma practices looks like they are losers, but they are actually no loser. They're temporary, they don't care. They care more future. It's have more wisdom, care about the future life, and who has strong obscuration, ignorance, they only care about this life and today. So that's why they care about so much in this life, not future, not care about future life. So that's why Shantideva say, who care about this life is crazy. Who care about the future life, they are wonderful. They have great wisdom. Okay, so now we go to the 24. I cannot see the names. Tom Wazini, can you read the 24, please?
Yes, Kempo. And if having understood this, I still foolishly continue to be slothful, when the hour of death arrives, tremendous grief will rear its head.
Please explain.
Well, if you don't practice very much, or you take it lightly, or whatever the excuse may be, there's a strong chance that when death does arrive, that you'll regret having not practiced.
Yes. So you're the actually the person is recognized. He understand and the person, and if understood this means like he understand the precious human body. He knows the negative deeds, the result is reborn to the lower realms, but then still foolishly continue to be slothful, still follow same thing, and follow the worldly, don't care about the precious human body, then you really get regret when we death arrive. That comes, yeah.
Mhm.
I had a question about that, Kempo. Is this only referring to practitioners,
everyone actually.
everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone who,
So who going
but
to
they
talk?
don't understand about Dharma, how can they have such regret?
Because
If
they
people,
regret, they have a selfish self when they die, and there's so much losing, and that's why they're so scared and nervous, and even that then not thinking about a liberation, but they just have so much suffering, death. So that is a regret for them. Why is it happening that? Because they didn't practice Dharma, and when practitioner die, no regret, no suffering, no fears. So people who die, everyone has fears. That is the problem. So that's why Shantideva say you have to take care before die. When die, no fears. Yeah. This regular beings who die, they have so much fears.
but they didn't have a chance, what if they didn't meet up with the Dharma? They seems, maybe they did as good a life as they could, or, practiced a different religion or something.
But
That's-
the practice religions means like which way you practice religious. Even you are Buddhist means like not really practice religious, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah. So the labor doesn't make change, and the practice means like actually they really have to recognize emptiness or have a strong bodhicitta, loving compassion for others. So when who has that these two qualities, then that person is practicing dharma, practice religion. So other than that, no practice.
okay.
Yeah. So then who is die? They always has fears because they have a self, so strong selfish self. And who practice bodhicitta and who practice wisdom, emptiness, then that person is no self that much, no selfish. That's why they don't have much fears.
Okay, thank you.
So I think so that way, this is for refer to everyone, all sentient beings.
But all religions, or most religions, teach morality, good behavior.
Yeah.
Good behavior generates good karma.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, this other religions that teach the morality, they're reborn to the higher realms, but that do not really take you to the Buddhahood. So this all moral conduct has good result to reborn higher realms. That's every religion has. Then talking about the liberation Buddhahood, I don't think so other religion has. Because see, when you liberate means like bodhicitta and wisdom. Wisdom is like recognize emptiness realization. So that if you really know have to get realization emptiness, you have to first you have to view understanding emptiness. So that view is like even like this see Buddhists like first Hinayana, and then they don't have that view still. So that's why they cannot be the Buddhahood. And the view is emptiness is all free from all the conceptual thoughts. So realize everything is emptiness, no exist. So that kind of view is no, don't have other religions. Okay. So now we go to the next one. Everyone okay, that's right? Important words. Especially this one, like Shantideva, if you know this information, so you understand this, then you don't really practice. You are crazy, more crazy. Yeah. Someone say something?
Well, yeah, because I thought I wasn't afraid to die until you told me I had to sleep with a snake. So does that mean I'm not a practitioner? I guess I'm just an aspiring practitioner.
Of course,
Because if you put a snake in my bed, I'm not staying there.
some people say I'm not for death, scared for death. That means like you just think, oh, death is okay for me. If I'm okay, so die is I can accept that. But that means still you really when die is suffering and have fears. So right now we fear that, we recognize that, you know, but when you really comes death, is they always have fears. And so when I'm good for in the food, I'm not hungry, I go to grocers, I think I don't need the food. I don't buy the food. I think I don't need. You know, same like that. And when it's good weather and I go outside, I think I don't need a jacket. It's weather is change right away. I see different situation. So, you know, noise, we think we not scared for death, but actually reality, the death comes, we have fear. Okay. If as long as you are realization, then it's different. So long as you have a like, see, and practicing Tibetan akar chuli means then you are no hunger. Akar chuli means I heard they use something and 1 week they don't eat food, but they're still okay and no hungry. So that's still they practice that, and many people does that. Akar chuli means like they're not eating food, something use white something, and then the chuli means like they're receiving some nutrition or something, you know, use the practice. So then without the food they are okay, they're not hungry. And someone has a tumor, then no scared for cold weather. So if without these two, of course, like you for your, you know, like you are for, but that means you're not going to hungry, you know, you're going to hungry sooner or later. And same thing, like without a tumor, so sooner or later weather is changing, you're going to get a cold, right? Same like that. So right now we think we are not really scared for death, but actually reality when death comes is really fear because of self, as long as you are not practitioner. So practitioner means like have to realize emptiness, it is a selflessness of a person.
I have a lot of work to do.
Yes, we have lots of work to do because we are so strong emotions. Like I'm beginning last time until know already this the you know the emotion is so strong and not easy to destroy. That habit you add is so strong. Okay, 24. Gear
Can I ask a question?
Huh?
I would just wanted to know, while you're dying, isn't it very, I mean, even if you have a conception of self, obviously you're dying, so your self is not real. So even if you didn't realize selflessness, doesn't everybody realize selflessness when they're dying?
So
Because your self is disappearing.
no, self is not dispelling. Self is like with the die is like, you know, like just body and mind is going to separate, but that always have a self. I am dying, you know, that everyone think I am dying, so that is self. Self is not despair. And then pardo being says more self, because that's why they're suffering in the pardo. Yeah. So self is discipline means like when you are in the pardo, like we already told in the pardo teaching. So this outer breath is like unceasing or something like stopped, and then reality arises. You know, if you recognize that, then self is stopped. But otherwise, like self is kept going. self is not dying. Even self is not exist, but if we don't recognize self is not exist. Yeah. Okay, so now we are 24, right? 25. Yes. Okay, Gail, can you read this 25?
I have to flip between the Zoom and the text. It's two different screens. I can't get it in one screen. So are we in the conscientiousness chapter, or which chapter?
Yes, yes.
I'm just floating around between all flipping through this. Okay, let me find it. Okay, I'll go back to Safari. Okay, so 24, and if, having understood this, is that the correct one?
No, under that, 25.
My body blazes.
Yes.
Okay, then if my body blazes for a long time in the unbearable flames of hell, inevitably my mind will be tormented by the fires of unendurable remorse.
Okay, can you explain?
Well, it's, to me, I don't know how I would be feeling that if I'm, how do I survive all these flames to feel anything more? Don't I just die again or something? Or so confusing, all these eons and hell realms, and I don't understand the hell realm at all because I've never been there, and
Yeah,
it's
you never
hard
been
to
there.
fathom.
You are very lucky.
Well, no, it's just hard for me to imagine all this because there's the Christian hell realms, and the Catholics have different versions of hell, and the Buddhists. All this is very difficult for me to understand.
Okay, so you say maybe I don't remember.
Oh, have I been there?
I've been there, I don't remember. So
Have I been there a million times?
could be, yes.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's great. You being there, that's why you reborn to the human beings. Yeah. Okay, so then your understanding, so the main point we burning, there is so much suffering, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so that was fire and unendurable remorse.
Unendurable, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so that is the just the suffering is actually Nagarjuna explained. So if you, of course, if you really get experience, then the suffering is like beyond the words. Even you see the like tanka, like something draw pictures, like harems, and someone share the information about this harems suffering. People are really scared and nervous. If you really come to that, for you, that experience, like he said, it's beyond the words. Okay, so that is the harem suffering, and
Can I comment, Kempo?
due to the karma. Yes.
I was just going to observe, it's finally dawned on me why how much this is similar to Dante's Inferno. If anybody has ever had a chance to look at the great work by Dante, the Divine Comedy, the Inferno is very similar to this, talking about the suffering, the psychological suffering of hell. Anyway, it's a great work in Western literature, Kempo, and it talks about the psychological side of hell, particularly alongside the physical descriptions. It's basically a psychology. Thank you.
I always have a visual picture from the paintings of Bruegel. The Belgian, those paintings, medievals. It's this horrible pictures of hell that he painted.
So think about it, like it's we get the forest is a fire, and then so many bugs, insects, animals, creatures who live there. Is like the burning there. The form is like just maybe human beings or maybe animals, but the suffering is this one, you know. Then many countries, like especially in China, they're usually you know, a live fish, they're fried. So that I think there's a very special food. So then the body is a fish, but animals like suffering is this suffering, going on this suffering. And I think many countries has that, you know, in the restaurants, the fried like live animals and animals something. And then also the fish is like living in the water. You're pulling into the hot sands. So that's also have the same feelings like that, because that all is the individual perceptions, own experience, perceptions. So this suffering is going everywhere. Many beings get this suffering. See, last year, think about in Australia, the fire, how many animals died, the wild animals. Or it's just we can see the news and in the pictures like 100 animals is burned. Then couple years ago, like last 2 years ago, I think in Tibet, so many animals dead because reason is the snow is too high and no grass can eat. And it's all wired like very strong animals. They're just frozen, dead. So many. Usually these animals are very powerful. So the another like called drone is like more bigger than yak. The wired yak live in the very high, you know, altitude place. And it's cold and all is like grasses, very high, you know, the altitude, the place they live, drone. It's 3 times bigger than yaks. If there comes like, see this truck, also like cars easily like they can destroy, bigger than I think elephants. So this animal is also dead, you know, due to the snow. And they're stuck in the snow, they cannot move, and then they're frozen and they're dead. See, this powerful animals is like just die like that. That is always like this harem suffering for them, yeah. So actually going on 2 things. The one is a hunger, one is a cold, and they stuck there. So that has the feeling is like what we're seeing for them, they die, but their own feeling is different, right? Their own perception is different. So that is like harem suffering. Okay, so now we go to the 26, I think. Yeah, 26. Debbie, can you read 26? Debbie Connor. 2 Debbies. Debbie Connor first. Second is Debbie
Okay.
Ohio. Second one. This
Great.
one is
We're moving east to west. Having found by some coincidence this beneficial state that is so hard to find, if now, while able to discriminate, I once again am led into the hot hells.
okay. So can you explain?
The notes I have are, again, being given a human body, that we have to be aware of how important that is. Do some self-protecting, protect yourself, and make sure that you don't cause the consequences of going into the lower realms, but you turn towards the Dharma, and you turn towards the consequences of the virtuous behavior. Animals don't have the ability to change how they see the world, so they can't just, be going about their lives and then one day say, I will practice Dharma. We have that ability to change, and we need to change.
Okay. Thank you, Debbie. So just main point is like we have this get the precious human bodies coincidentally. So this is not easy to find, easy to get, not easy to get. So then this beneficial, see, that state is hard to find. Yeah, if no wire able to discriminate, once again lead into the hairs. Like we understanding, we have this precious human body which still going to the lower realms. So that is a big mistake, Shantideva said. Yeah. Everyone understand, right? Clearly. So that's it.
I don't understand this.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's okay. We've reached a point by some coincidence, causes and conditions, I guess. And then, you know, we're in the beneficial state, and now we're able to discriminate. I don't understand how once again you're led into the hells. It doesn't make sense.
It's if you don't practice, you lead yourself back into the hell realms.
But what are the words that say that?
I am once again led into the hells. Who leads you but yourself?
Discriminating, I think, means that you can tell whether or not an action is the causes of liberation or the causes of suffering. That's what the discrimination is. You know what you should be doing, and you know the consequences if you do it, and you know the consequences if you don't. And if you slip into, you know, the hells again, it's kind of your fault.
I mean, that's what it's trying to imply, I guess, but I just don't see the words that say that.
I could help.
Please.
It's just written a little bit awkwardly, or the way they phrased it, but just like you say that you see the intent of it, that's really what matters, especially in relation to the text preceding it. We're automatically gonna see it for what it is, not what it could be. It could be written a little bit better possibly, but it doesn't really matter.
Even though I are able to discriminate. Discriminate is the main point is the like understanding, right? Clearly what's going on, understanding, but not follow the right direction. You know, so like you're going wrong, but still not change and kept going wrong way. That's why I once again am lead into the hairs. So if
Is that how it's said also in the Tibetan?
yeah.
Yeah, led into hell. Okay.
So the here is like it's if no wire able to discriminate. So this part is hard, you know this because it's the Tibetan is very clear, but this English is also like not really clearly understand the main point. But anyway, the Tibetan says if you understanding clearly what going on situation, you understanding, but you not taking care of yourself, still you going wrong direction. So that's why then I once again am lead into the hairs. Make sense, EDG?
I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. Go ahead.
It's by some coincidence that this beneficial state has been found?
Or coincidence? Yeah, it's like coincidence means like this precious human body. So it's hard to get, but it's some reasons, like luckily, we are winner. So same is like, you know, laundry winner, right? Laundry or something, you buy some numbers, you get big money. So like that. Kind of some conditions makes you become in the precious human body. Because we have so much karma.
Well, that's, yeah.
So like example, like intersection, you get intersection, so many ways you can go. So you have connections everywhere you can go because it's a karma is like that. We have so much karma, we can go to any 6 realms. But then one way is like coincident, we choose the right one, is a condition comes the right one, is a get become precious human body.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm.
I studied philosophy, and you know, this is free will and predestination. If we're controlled by our karma, it's not a coincidence we're in the beneficial state. It's not a coincidence that we would go be led into the hells again. If we have some element of free will, then we don't have to see that happen. We can say, I'm not going to let my karma take me downward. You know, this is I just see this as a, you know, the mystery of karma and the mystery of free will. You know, the mystery that I can make choices, even if my karma inclines me one ways, I don't have to have that control me.
So Pim, do you understand?
Yeah, sort of. We're in this realm of karma, which is unfathomable. So, of course, I don't understand it.
Yeah, the karma is like the karma, but we think, oh, I have karma to reborn human beings. Means like we also have a karma to reborn to the lower realms too. So coincidentally, this human beings karma is happening first. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, not only we have a like human beings karma, no, we think, oh, we don't have other karmas. Actually, we have all other karmas can be reborn there, but some reasons like human beings condition comes, we get at that level.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay, so now, Debbie, please.
Number 7.
Yeah.
Then as though I were hypnotized by a spell, I shall reduce this mind to nothing. Even I do not know what is causing me confusion. What is there dwelling inside of me?
Explain, please.
So this is where Shantideva is really pointing to how crazy we are. That our mind, it's almost like we've been taken over by a spirit. I think you described it as that, but that we don't recognize our actions. We don't recognize what our mind is doing, and we don't recognize where it's coming from. So he's saying, you know, we have to look, this is looking to ourselves. We have to look to ourselves to begin to understand that we really are crazy, that we need to get out from under this spell.
Yes. Okay, so that's a clearly understand everyone, okay?
No. It seems okay. Is this implying that you can understand yourself better by practicing? Is it communicating that message?
Did you answer?
Well, what it is that we are continuing to follow our habitual patterns, but we really don't even know that we're doing that. So it seems that we're under a spell. So then, of course, if by practicing Dharma and looking to oneself, then we'll be able to recognize those habitual habits. And through practice, we'll be able to purify.
And as we purify and we have more realization and more clarity, then we'll be able to more and more recognize that actually our actions are creating suffering or not creating happiness.
Yes.
I was keying on the sentence, I shall reduce this mind to nothing, and to figure out what you know,
Mm. Oh, that means
what
like,
is dwelling inside of me. So that's where I got off in the direction of practice.
mm. Yeah, so lost, like we said, like if you have a mind, then you recognize what you're doing, but lost, like you don't have mind because you don't recognize what you're doing, Shantideva says. Yeah. If you have a mind, can do better than this. You have to recognize what you're doing, but your actions, you're doing, lost, like you don't have a mind.
So then what Ed is saying is that true then, Kempo? What Ed is saying, that statement is actually saying, hey, if you practice, you'll be able to recognize what you're doing. I think, right? Is that correct?
We have to practice and create a bodhicitta and recognize what we're doing.
So that's right then, Ed, you were recognizing that, because that's really good. Thank you, Ed, for bringing that up, because that actually does point to practice. Correct.
Yeah, that's a good for, when we have emotions, we're doing wrong things, we don't recognize what we're doing. So read this one. So, oh, my mind is some spirits attacked, or maybe someone did magic, lose conscious because I don't recognize what I'm doing myself, right? So no, that's the reason you have to bring mindful and awareness. So this is all is mindful practice, mindful. We need mindful. Without mindful, then this problem comes. That's a very beautiful statement. Tibetan is very beautiful. Unbelievably beautiful Tibetan words is.
Hey, Kempo,
Yes, sir.
I think you just summed it up with that idea that in Tibetan it's a very, very beautiful, profound statement. I think
Yep.
it comes back to that English is a very, very clunky language, and it does not, it doesn't avail itself to very easy, subtle thought.
I think so, yeah. Mm.
Well, and not to get into different translations, but I think this is one of the original translations of the Shantideva, the Bodhacharya. So I think it was a little clunky too then, because it was translated more literally than interpreted. So it doesn't have that, because it's not beautiful English. Tom's right. It's not beautiful.
No one can do more better than this, I think.
I think so too.
Those words is more simple and get mean point. So this word is really complicated, hardest one, and pointing the meaning. So that's why hard. And there's some is like we so strong fixation to in this worldly things, and we have so strong selfish, and then just don't want to hear like our problems. So we wanted to hear that some others problem, That's why Shantideva, everything is pointing for our own problem. Then that's word also like harder to accept. Okay, so now next one, Aminda, please, can you read? 28.
Yes, thank you. Although enemies such as hatred and craving have neither any arms nor legs, and are neither courageous nor wise, how have I been used like a slave by them? And I think that means look to yourself and recognize how these emotions control you. And they really do make us a slave to them. And we have to question ourselves, how have these emotions since beginningless time, how do they still control me? I think is what Shantideva is telling us to do.
Yes, because of this emotions didn't have any legs, right? What means the legs, hands, they don't have means.
I think that means that if you had a this is what I think of. Like if there was a poisonous snake in the room with me, of course I would be very afraid. It has a foreign body, it can bite me. But really, my emotions are so much more dangerous than that poisonous snake, because that poisonous snake could only, like, it might kill me in this lifetime, but the emotions, they well, like Shantideva says, they've been with us since beginningless time. So if we don't destroy the emotions, then you don't need to worry about any enemy that has a physical form body. The emotions are they're just in our mind. They're our habitual patterns.
Right.
Is
So
that correct?
okay, that's good. Like think about this. You said the snake in your bed. We're really scared the snake, but snake has this the teeth and the poisons and the log danger, so many things going on. But our emotion didn't have it like that. So emotion is actually we can easily let go, but some reasons even emotion don't have it like that, but still emotion more control than any other physical things.
Yes.
So physical is like actually more looks like more danger, but like emotion more controlling this visible and physical things controlling us. Yeah. Okay. Then also the second third. I mean the third sentence, fourth sentence. So emotion is not really nice, the why they can control us. If you are someone really nice to you, then you believe them, you trust them, that they can manipulate you, right? But these emotions are not nice. Then how can they manipulate us until no? The two main point is there. One is the like first two sentences, emotions not visible and no physical form. Then why they are so strong, control us. Then third and the fourth one is the main point is emotions are not really nice, something like so they are not great, still they control us. How can they manipulate us? Make sense or no?
Yes. Is he primarily talking about the negative emotions, like greed and so on?
Yes, negative emotion, yes.
Negative. Okay.
Yes. It's a very nice words, very good, beautiful.
They can be sneaky.
Yeah, it's emotion is sneaky. How can that be sneaky? Because the end are neither courageous nor wise. They don't have wise.
Creep up on you.
Then you used to like a slave by then. Wow. Sandra, keeper, please. 29.
Okay. For a while they dwell within my mind. At their pleasure they cause me harm. Yet I patiently endure them without any anger. But this is an inappropriate and shameful time for patience.
Please explain.
So it's like we welcome these afflictions. They're welcome. We make room for them in our hearts. They can stay there and we're not that upset about it. We're patient with all of their mistakes. We tolerate all of that forever instead of trying to weed them out.
Yes, we have to take out of them, right?
Yeah.
We don't make all of them, we make wrong for them.
Yes.
Still, we make them nice.
Yes.
But you make wrong, you make them happy, but then they'll give you good, same thing for you, no, right? So
Yeah, it's hard, you know. I think it's about not knowing how to really change. You know, when something's a really strong habit,
uh,
it's maybe not knowing that there's a way to change it.
mm. So then what do we have to do?
Apply an antidote, practice Dharma.
So we have to cannot be tolerant for emotion, right?
Right. I mean, it's really bad. If you can see the negative effect, then you know it's really bad. Yeah.
Right. So that's we actually know. So long as this negative emotion comes, we have so hard and no peace, no joy. So all is like actually this gross level we can see, but at subtle level the whole controlled, beings, all sentient beings controlled by emotion. Okay, so now everyone okay for that? 29. Then 30th. Please, Marilyn, read and explain too.
Okay. For while they dwell within my mind, at their pleasure, they cause me harm. Yet I patiently endure them without any anger. But this is an inappropriate and shameful time for patience. So basically, I'm being patient with my negative emotions, my emotions, and I need to not be patient with them. That would be crazy. And so I need to have my patience outside of my emotions.
Okay, so yeah, it's the 30, sorry about 30, that is saying I already read.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been a bit distracted. I spilled a drink on my new computer. Okay, so I'm doing 31?
I think it's a 30.
30. Okay, sorry. Should even all the gods and anti-gods rise up against me as my enemies, they could not lead nor place me in the roaring fires of hell. So worldly beings can't put me in hell. I'm the only one that can put myself there.
Yes.
I'm really good at that.
All these worldly beings like become our enemies. Still they cannot put in we are in the hell realms, right?
Right, because their torture to us is very limited, but our emotional torture is much greater.
Yeah, so the emotion can put us in the hell realms because we can create like, something strong non-virtuous deeds.
Right.
Okay, everyone accept that?
Yes.
Okay, so now 31, Navinati, can you read 31?
Yes. 31. But the mighty foe, these disturbing conceptions, in a moment can cast me amidst those flames, which when met will cause not even the ashes of the king of mountains to remain.
Can you explain?
So our craziness, our disturbing thoughts and ideas and concepts, they can take us to the hell realms, but which one met? I'm not sure about the last part though.
Okay, so that's you did great. Okay, so then that put in the hell realms, so which they made were caused not even the ashes means like this those flames, those flames means like in the hell realms fires. So this hell realm fires can burn the even moon meru is like 1 second.
Mm.
So strong, and then even the not leave any ashes, not even the ashes, all it can be gone of the king of mountains to remain.
So nothing remains?
So the example, this emotion bring us into the lower realms, right? In the especially hell realms. If we stuck in the hell realms, so much suffering. They have a fire. The fire is so heat. It's that fire can burn the moon meru is like just like 1 second. Even not leave it ashes, anything, it's all despaired. So that kind of fires, like the emotion can bring you into that fire.
Thank you.
Yeah. So same is like pepper is stuck in the fire, you know, like that. And then this all ashes like gone. Like that. Here and fire is like so heat, strong, powerful. The more meru is can burn 1 second. Then no any ashes leave there because it can burn everything. That means like hair and fire is very powerful, very heat, strong. So emotion only can we are put in there. Okay. Everyone okay that?
I have a question.
Yes.
Actually, a question about verse 30, about the gods and demigods rising up against you as enemy.
Yeah. Oh, so
what if the god and humans are, yeah?
So that means like.
What if? Sorry,
If
I was going to ask my question.
So emotions, the strongest enemy. So we don't have any other than that enemy. Like example, like your gods, kings, anti-gods, kings, they also become our enemy. It's like they cannot put in the, we are in the harems. They cannot put, we are in the harems. Like example, all this like countries, president is become our enemy. That's Shanti Devas, they're not really bad because they cannot put you in the harems. They cannot put you in the harems. They only use maybe just take one life. But emotion can put in the harems. So this is just a thing about it's gods and anti-gods. Is like all these country dictators. It's become your enemy. They're not going to destroy you that much comparing to our own emotion.
Right.
Yeah.
But my experience is I get the angriest when I see other people being harmed. You know, if people harm me, maybe I'm not, I don't, maybe it's easier for me to say, okay, I don't want to get involved. I don't care about, you know, I don't have as much attachment. But when I see someone else being harmed, like in case of like gun violence or something, then I get, how can I not be upset about that? Because if I don't feel the emotions, then I'm just allowing this to happen, you know? I'm not. Yes,
So,
I think that's my question.
You mean that someone have gun violence? And so how you can allow to do that for them, others, you mean?
Yeah, like you see other people getting killed by the state or police or individuals who are really hurtful and harmful. And if we don't do anything, if we don't intervene, yeah. So is that a different situation from verse 30 or?
So, okay, that's someone need to explain. This is due to the like little bit, you know, culturally. Debbie, yes.
I think what he would, oh, go ahead. Whoever was talking, go ahead.
Go ahead, Debbie, you do it.
No, go ahead, Mary, you got it.
I think what he's saying is he's upset when he sees other people being hurt, and it stirs him to action, and that these actions seem to be motivated by almost more like bodhicitta, really. It's like righteous anger. Like, yeah, you shouldn't kill that guy, stop doing that. Is that right? Am I getting sort of what you mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my concern is that when we don't feel anything when other people are being harmed, then that's actually not a good thing, because
That is
we're
a point.
not able to really connect with their suffering.
Okay, that's the different. You fear other people
Yeah.
suffering. That is a positive feeling. You wanted to harm someone is a negative feeling. Is different. See, positive feeling is antidote to the negative feeling.
But
So
I want to.
violence, like
Okay,
police,
that's good. So
is a problem
yeah.
for others,
But
and also like you have like fear for them. Is like that is a positive feeling.
but I have anger towards the people creating the harm. Yeah.
So no need to anger. That time you need a little bit more understanding situation, and also you need more wisdom,
Mm.
and pray for them. And like example, police has a problem like harming for others. You wish the police have some good, like realize means understanding, better understands, better taking care with other people. Other people has problem with the police. You wish them, others have a good, they're doing something good way to not fighting with the police, break the laws, rules. So that is like, I think we, people sometimes misunderstanding, and if police has like shooting for usually the okay other people, other means someone that shoot. So we angry police, but actually who practices dharma means like you cannot angry with the police. Like you have like try to make compassion for them, because there's so much emotions, so much they're doing negativities. You if you learn this way of a bodhisattva, you change your perceptions. So not really anger to the police, like you really comes compassion and like fair better for them, police. So it's become changed the like perceptions. You study this way of bodhisattva, of course, in essence, and you also have fair better for them, but also you fair better for the who does wrong things too. Okay, so now can you read the Pulu? Can you read the 32?
Me?
Yeah.
32.
Yeah.
All other enemies are incapable of remaining for such a length of time, as can my disturbing conceptions. The enduring enemy has neither beginning nor end. So,
Yeah.
meaning someone harming us maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but our disturbing conceptions last infinite time before and after.
Yes. Okay, so the just ordinary animal is not that problem, right? Comparing to our emotion. Yeah. So anyone has a question? That's everyone okay? I think so. So okay, 32 is we done, and 33. Ke Yimping so.
If I agreeably honor and entrust myself to others, they will bring me benefit and happiness. But if I entrust myself to these disturbing conceptions, in future they will bring only misery and harm.
Can you explain?
There's no benefit in disturbing conceptions. There's no benefit in not putting forth some effort to get to. Don't befriend your negative emotions because they're not your friend.
Okay. So the main point is ordinary people, ordinary enemies. If you honor them, you entrust them, take care of them, something you do good for them, they can be changed, right? They become nice to you. So,
yes.
But these emotions, if you make more, like become kind of like how to say the be with them and it's okay with them, but they never they are okay. Emotions are never okay. You cannot
Yeah,
make,
just like we were
you
just
cannot
talking.
honor for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just like we were just talking, being angry at the police, it's not the right way to think about it. It's having compassion for the whole situation. Is the anger is not your friend.
The
Makes you
emotion
hate people.
cannot make friend anyway. Emotion cannot make friend. Emotion cannot make honor for them because they're going to neglect and they're going to harm you. So other ordinary, your people or just enemies, you can change them, you honor them and you do something good for them, then benefit them, they're going to change. But if you same thing you want to same thing do during the emotions, they're not going to change. Emotion going to harm you. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So now, Curtis, please read the next one, 34.
Sir. While in cyclic existence, how can I be joyful and unafraid if in my heart I readily prepare a place for this incessant enemy of long duration, the sole cause for the increase of all that harms me? So as I'm in, how to apply it directly, how can I be joyful and fearless if the way I'm living my life is increasing the strength of my enemy, and that's going to undo me and cause me great harm and great suffering?
Okay. So do anyone has questions?
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
I really enjoyed hearing the story of the Buddha and the poisonous snake that you shared during the teachings this morning, where the Buddha was in samadhi while the poisonous snake was in the room. And I'm wondering, my question is, the Buddha is not seeing the snake as an enemy in that example. He is in complete patience and equanimity. So how to unite, how to see the union of Shantideva's teaching and the Buddha's example?
Okay, so this is like for our beginners. This is for our beginners, like emotions a big problem for us. Then one day you have really high realize that this emotions not affected. Same as this snake, poison snake not affected for Buddha. The poison snake can be affected ordinary beings. So ordinary beings cannot be with a snake, poison snake. You must get rid of them. Long as poison snake with you, you never get peace and joy. So you always nervous and scared. Yeah. Okay, so that's we have to understand. It's like Buddha is like free from fears. And we have fears like we be with the poison snake, so you have lots of fears. Same thing, long as these emotions stay with you, you cannot have joy and happy. So these emotions like not long, short term is so long. And then you be with them, it's become increasing, never going to decreasing. So that's we have to get rid of. If you don't get rid of that, you cannot be with them. Same thing like ordinary people get rid of the poison snakes. Otherwise you get harm. Poison snake going to kill you, right? So that's why you have to get rid of them before killing you. So these emotions have to get rid of before the killing we are putting into the harems. Okay, so now next is Lily, can you read the 35?
Okay. And how shall I ever have happiness if in a net of attachment within my mind there dwell the guardians of the present of cyclic existence, their disturbing conceptions that becomes my butchers and the tormentors in hell. And so I still say that the samsara is the present and the guard is our emotion. So if we have our, if we are fall into our emotions, we are in the present.
So then what happened in future life, the emotion?
Go to the hell.
And what happened with emotions become they are referred to the butchers, right? They become my butchers and the tormentors.
Yeah.
Okay, so emotions can be like the same as God in the present. Emotions the same as become like in the lower realm, here realms is butchers or butchers and the tormentors in here. They have two important meanings. Thank you, Lily. So now, Naomi, can you read the 36?
I cannot read right now because I'm driving. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So, Lomi, are you there?
I'm here.
Lomi, can you read?
Oh, Naomi?
No, you say you cannot read, so I'm calling the Loming.
Oh, sorry.
44970 Loming. I don't think that she can hear. Okay, so now then, Soang is can you read the?
Yes, I can read. Therefore, as long as this enemy is not slain with certainty before my very eyes, I shall never give up exerting myself towards that end. Having become angry at someone who caused only slight and short-lived harm, self-important people will not sleep until their enemy is overcome.
Okay. Can you explain?
I was not there this morning, so I don't know. Sorry. Can someone help me, please?
Who's going to help the Soang?
I remember what you said.
Okay, so then Sandra, please.
You gave the example of if someone says harsh words to you, and you go to bed at night and you can't sleep because you're kind of thinking about what they said and you're thinking about all the things you wish you said back to them.
Yes.
And so if you can so that is saying here where it says you will not sleep until your enemy is overcome. You're thinking about defeating your external enemy, the person who insulted you or something.
Yes.
The real problem is the enemy inside, our own negative emotions.
Your anger, you mean?
Yeah.
Anger, so attachment, desire, or the emotions, the negative emotions. Okay. So then what do we have to do the negative emotions? Okay, so you put too much effort for the ordinary enemies, like telling you some harsh words or bad things, like you try to overcome for them, try to overcome to the ordinary enemies. You put too much effort for that, but then what are you going to do? The negative emotions are more harder than that.
Then you look into your mind and recognize that, and then letting go.
Okay, so give me this answer. Shanti Deva was here. What? See, therefore, as long as this enemy is not selling me, like you have to get rid of these enemies, like emotions, with certainty before my very eyes, like clearly get rid of our negative emotions. I shall never give up exerting myself. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to put effort. So towards that end. So try to end the negative emotion. Until the end of the negative emotion, I'm not going to give up my practice. So that means we have to put effort. See, you're doing like so much effort for ordinary enemies, actually. Then the enemy is not going to that much harm to you. Then Shanti Deva said, if you put so much effort like ordinary enemies, why you don't put effort for this negative emotions? That is like more harming to you. So that's why you have to promise yourself, I'm going to destroy my negative emotion. Until they're gone, I'm not going to give up.
It seems like the obscuration in that section is self-important implies pride. So that person has too much pride. So that is their basic thing they need to work on, I think. Is that a correct interpretation?
Sandra Kapoor, can you answer?
I think that's fine, but also it's anyone who has self-attachment is going to feel insulted. So it's attachment to yourself, but it's also pride. Yeah.
And also they're projecting it back on an enemy. Who is the enemy in the 37 practices of the Bodhisattva? If you think in a higher realized way, the enemy is your teacher. Remember that? So you have to flip it.
What is a guess as an enemy is what is?
In 37 practices of a Bodhisattva, they say that if you perceive your enemy as an enemy, you're going to fight it. But if you see your enemy as a teacher, you work with that to solve your problems.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So then we're going to do the next one. 37 is Pam's. Can you read the 37, Pam?
Yes. And if, while engaged in a violent battle, vigorously desiring to conquer those whose disturbing conceptions will naturally bring them suffering at death, Men disregard the pain of being pierced by spears and arrows and will not withdraw until the day is won.
Can you explain?
Well, we have lots of determination and bravery, and will put up with a lot to destroy our outer enemy, and they're going to die anyway. And then it goes on, it fits in with the next one. So, but it's making the point that we put up with a lot to destroy other people. So, yeah.
So any other people has explained that? Yes.
And just to add on to that, if we put that much effort, again, kind of like the one previously, into to destroying our emotions, we will be the winner then.
Yes.
So it goes with the next one, 38.
Okay, so this just it's ordinary enemy is anyway they're going to die. But problem is we don't recognize that we put too much effort to killing other enemies. So that's why the war is going on all the time. So Shantideva said clearly, think about these wars. Who is winner there? It's actually temporarily, of course, they have a winner, but no, we look back to think again, no one actually winner there. Everyone is going to die, and the death are going to take down anyone. So you just have some enemies, ordinary enemies. We try to kill them. It's like go to war and so hard work doing these things. But these enemies try to take down them with so much sacrifice. But then go to the 38. So David, can you read 38? David.
Hey, Kempo?
Yes.
Okay. 38.
Yeah.
Then what need to mention that I should not be faint-hearted and slothful, even if I am caused many hundreds of suffering, when now I strive to definitely overcome my nature enemy, these disturbing conceptions, which are the constant source of my misery.
Okay. Can you explain?
What I understand is that we work very hard to remove this or to avoid this disturbing conception. I don't going to be lazy, or I don't going to put the effort, because really it's affecting me. He take me to misery. I like it or not. If I cannot control my own delusions and my emotions. I have to be like a warrior. Don't allow them to enter inside me.
Yes.
The best I can.
Okay, did good. So anyone has comments and
Yeah, to be alert.
Kempo, I have a question in general about it's about karma. So I was thinking, if you're in the hell realm, let's say in my previous life, I was in the hell realm and I thought, I was thinking that that meant my anger was being purified. The karma of my anger was being purified while I was in the hell realm. And then I have merit and I'm born a human, but I have a habit pattern of anger. So it just dawned on me, it's just really weird. I just realized like, okay, so that habit pattern is separate from the karma that's purified in the hell realm, apparently, right? Like, or it's not like all of my anger and the habit pattern of anger was purified in the hell realm.
The karma has a couple of different kind of direct karma. And another called, I think, residual karma or something, residual. So it's direct karma is anger can take you to lower realm, hell realms, but residual karma is like free from that, but still reborn to the war place. And so warring the place, warring the place like that. And they also reborn the short life. So there are some couple different ways like residual karma or habitual pattern karma, carry the still anger, the patterns. That's why the Shanti Deva said it's really hard to free from this lower realm if it's stuck there, because due to these things. That's why you produce again. We already told that up there, like you produce again the negative things. Because this risk or karmic imprints or this, you just say karmic what is it you said, parent or patent?
Pattern.
Pattern, yeah. So that's why.
Okay. Is karma, I thought, and this is probably wrong, but I thought karma was more to do with your own actions, what you have actually done, and that's what you're purifying. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you've gotten rid of the emotion that caused you to do it. Is that wrong? Is it not more geared, more tied to what you've actually done? Not the cause, not the reason you did it?
No, I didn't get what you made it, you say.
Well, I thought karma was a result of your actions, not what you necessarily were thinking about, but things that you actually did.
Okay, send up, please answer that.
Is that right or not? I don't know. I don't know how to get karma, much less how to get rid of it.
That's very related to my question. That's like another way of saying my question, so you're in hell realm and you're burning off the karma of your negative actions, but you still have the tendency to get angry, right? And so you're born again and you get angry again. So it's kind of the same question.
Isn't like your habits, aren't they karma? Because that's an action that you've taken, that you've built in. So having a repetitive habit is karma, isn't it? Like one of the karmas?
What do you say, Kempo?
If you are that's why the habitual patterns, that's also still you can be create again. Like you can do again same action. So that's action take you again lower realms. You're free from lower realms, still you have that karmic like habituate or pattern. Then you can do again. That's why Shanti Deva already mentioned up there. Today we already read somewhere like okay, let's see, it's the but this is 22nd, but having experienced merely that rebirth in here, I shall still not be liberated. For while it is being experienced, others evil will be extensively produced again. You can produce again. Because you have this patterns, you can create again. See, same is this people like violent and who break the rules, they go to jail again, release, but then they do again, and they go back to again, right? So that's the kind of problem have habituate.
Okay, so the karma is related to your conditions, the environment that you're reborn in tends to lead
Yeah.
you to do it again also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reach your karma, I think. And see, someone killed human being, someone, they go to jail, but then release it. They're going to kill again. They're going to jail again. So someone like use the drug, they go to jail, they release, and they're going to take again drug, and they go to jail again. So that's why Shanti Deva said 22nd is, if you burn that karma, but still you have used to, you're going to produce again.
Isn't that why even just the thought is not just the action, but even just a thought can be leading you that way, a bad thought. So you have to catch it immediately.
Go to the action, thoughts that take you to the action.
Yeah, so you stop, if you notice it yourself, you can stop those thoughts immediately just by transforming them.
Yes, then you came free from samsara. I mean, you came free from lower realms, but Shanti Deva was a very hard ordinary people. So you create no virtue that take you to the like lower realms, but even you free that, but still you have these patterns and do again action. If you can stop, then it's great.
Yeah, but that's what we're
Have to stop. No one going to. We cannot say 100% everyone doing that, but some people can stop. That's why some people can be reborn to the higher realms. Shanti Deva was very hard to stop that.
One thing I try to remember is that we are a violent species. We evolved as a violent species. Our brain naturally has capacity to do great violence because we eat animals and we will kill people to protect our young. So part of it is, I think you just have to remember that your brain is primed to get you angry. And it's not your fault. It's just the dynamic of how life is on Earth. Same like animals, they kill to eat. It's, it's not their fault. It is suffering. And I don't mean it's not their fault in terms of karma, because you were born as an animal, but you're always working against the genes that make you, very self-focused and selfish. And you're always protecting yourself. That's what the I is. You're always protecting itself.
Okay, so now we finished. So many chat room has messages. What is going on here? All thoughts is going there, right? So that's also your karmic imprint. See, just thoughts comes put in their thoughts. Okay, so now we finish, yeah?
Can
Yes.
I ask a quick question?
Yes, sir.
See, sometimes we might encounter people in our lives that have a lot of emotions that seem poisonous to us or to me, and sometimes we can always get away from them. So I was thinking, well, when that happens, that's my karma. Is that person like a Buddha pointing the finger to me, saying, destroy these emotions, kind of like what Gail said in the 37.
Can you say again? I lost the
People
beginning.
who
Can you say
yes.
beginning?
So sometimes people come into our lives that have lots of emotions that might seem poisonous, or even a little harmful with their emotions. So I was thinking about what Gail said. Is it the best way to deal with these people to see them as our teachers, because they give us practice to subdue our own emotions? Is that the best way? And of course, compassion, bodhicitta,
Yeah, so
meditation.
yeah, it's also depend the individual, you know. So some really hard for these people makes more makes crazy, you know, like increasing emotion, but practitioners like use that comes more compassion to them, right?
What about for beginners like me?
I don't know you are beginner or not.
I am. I definitely am.
Okay. So beginners, I think it's harder to recognize. This is like same as my teacher, same as my guru, and who telling harsh words us. We recognize the person is so like our guru or teacher is like really hard to think that for beginners. So if we don't have that capacity, then just avoid, you know, that kind of person, like try to stop to harming us, or the just like you have to anyway this the make separate. Otherwise they're going to affect it more emotion create.
Thank you. And when we can't separate always, the, what's the best thing to do in the moment? Like if you just you just can't avoid a situation, to be with that person.
So then it's just then we have to use the analytical, using analytical think about again, right? So we can think about analytical way is like recognize that person is impermanent. So recognize that person is all his controlled by afflictive emotion. So recognize all the person like is used to my parents, loved ones, right? We can use this or different method. So have to put more intellectual way, cultivate meditations.
And if we want to help them, but we're not really, I'm not at that level to do that. If I meditate on bodhicitta, is it possible that it might calm them down a little bit, or maybe not? I don't know, but at least.
Yeah, it's usually the change mindset is really helpful. The reduce our emotion.
Okay.
So reduce our emotion, then this person also become different, you know. When we have emotion seeing the person, no emotion seeing person is different, right? So that's why we have to remove our emotion and use this different kind of technique practice. So then which one is work for you? So you have to use that. There's all the different levels of meditation we talked, right? That's everything's works. So sometimes we use like love meditation, sometimes we think about compassion, sometimes we think about bodhicitta way, sometimes like you can use like 4 thoughts, either one use meditation. And then Tongli meditation. So here is like Shanti Deva says like emotion, you know, the recognize or the person is emotion controlled. So that is a little bit easy to recognize the person is my parents. You know, if recognize the person is my guru teacher, then that is more harder. Then recognize the person is a Yidam deity, so that's also more harder.
Yeah, yeah. If it's a toxic relationship that's harming you or your family or your loved ones, we're also taught to keep a sangha that's healthy environment and and try to avoid people if they're invading your space and your boundaries that are toxic, like a bad boss at a workplace. Well, maybe you find a new job, right?
Yeah, that's just we have to find the situations, which solution is a better way, you know.
Yes, thank you.
Sometimes, like, it's one thing to know and to say, okay, they're my teacher intellectually, but the emotion that can rise up within you, even though maybe you don't act on it, but you still feel it, like understanding it, but feeling it are two different things too, right? So if we practice more, then hopefully we don't have the feelings rise up as much. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, practice like the feeling is less.
It's also a lot easier to do it when you're not in that situation, because every time that person walks into your life, it's like chalk, like fingernails on the chalkboard, you know? And so you just have to, if you can think it through a lot before, because in the moment, it's like almost, it's really hard.
Right.
You have to really practice before you get there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's that's the true merit, like that exactly. It's really hard. It's like the person is already there. And if you have changed like mindset in the morning, like okay, whatever this person is coming today, or I'm going to see, or I be with that person, I wanted to use this my practice. Then you have already like something in the mindset. It's easy. So otherwise it's hard.
Yeah. Cumberland,
Yes.
it's sometimes be wrathful and also a compassionate towards the enemy, because then you're stopping the enemy to continue creating non-virtuous deed. I think sometimes be wrathful and be tough also is a good method. Yeah, isn't that right?
Yes. You can stop that, you know.
That's been the
Long
spiritual
as you can
warfare,
stop
right?
that, long as you can stop, you can have like that kind of intention, and you recognize you can do that, then it's okay. But sometimes you try to do that, create more problem. Yeah, you need a skillful method. That's why skillful method.
Yes, thank you.
Each situation has a different method have to use. Sometimes like, oh, it's this person is easy to I can dealing with it. I can just yell, he going to stop. But you yell and then person has become more crazy. Then you are more crazy, right? It's become lost both.
And you can't
Some
always
you
eliminate the person from your life.
recognize, okay, I can yell and then he going to stop. So if you're 100% sure you have that confident, you know your method is going right direction, then it's okay. So that method is like more danger. Can be benefit, can be go danger. So you don't know. That's the reason we find some solution is more peaceful way to, solve the problems. Pema Sambhava, he can do that because like he can subdue the other one, and then there he has power to can tame them, and there no ability to argue and fight. That I mean that this negative or other beings, they don't have ability to like arguing and fight with the big. He used these powers and like strong something method that change it the right way. Okay. So thanks everyone, and we're going to do the dedication together. So please chant the dedication prayer. You get upset this morning, I think. That's why. In the screenshot. You can see it in the screen, Seven.
You're muted, Seiwon.
Imaho, in the center is the marvelous Buddha Amitabha of boundless light. On the right side is the Lord of great compassion, and on the left side is Vajrapani, the Lord of powerful means. All are surrounded by limitless Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Immeasurable peace and blissful pure land of Dewa Chen. When I and all beings pass from samsara, may we be born there without taking samsaric rebirth. May I have the blessing of meeting Amitabha face to face. By the power of the blessing of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the directions, 10 directions, may we attain this aspiration without hindrance. Deyata Panza Jaya Awa Buddhi Naya Soha. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind, where it is unborn, may it arise. Where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. By this virtue, may I achieve omniscience. By defeating all enemies, confusion. May all who travel on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. As Manjushri, the warrior, realized the ultimate state, and as did Samattabhadra, I will follow their path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. May the teachings of the great Drigompa Rinpoche, who is omniscient Lord of the Dharma, master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kempo.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Have a good night.
Thanks, Thank everyone. you.
I see you.
Thank you, Kempo.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Good night. Thank you.
Tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Good night.